Hello students, we are going to looking at cavernous sinus. The cavernous sinus is one of the dural venous sinus is responsible for venous drainage from the brain. So what are the dural venous sinuses? The dural venous sinuses are intercranial venous channels that found between the endosteal and meningeal layers of dura mater. These incomparable venous channels are responsible for the drainage of venous blood from the brain and meninges to the internal jugular vein. The dural venous sinuses are valveless and that allow for the bidirectional flow of blood. There are 6 paired and 4 unpaired venous sinuses. The cavernous sinus, also known as paracellar sinus, which is located on either side of sella turcica of the sphenoid bone. It is the only one of the paired venous sinus are communicated with each other through the anterior and the posterior intercavernous branches that arches over the diaphragma sellae of the pituitary gland. They are known as the intercavernous sinuses. In addition to act as a conduit for venous blood, the spongy cavity of the cavernous sinus also facilitates to the passage of numerous vessels, including the third cranial nerve, the oculomotor, the fourth cranial nerve, the trochlear nerve, the ophthalmic division of the fifth cranial nerve, that is the trigeminal nerve, and the maxillary division of the trigeminal nerve, and the sixth cranial nerve, abducens nerve, and finally the internal carotid artery. The cavernous sinus receives venous blood from the spinoparietal sinus as well as the superior and inferior ophthalmic vein and efferent hypophyseal vein. The drainage of cavernous sinus are more complicated than other venous sinuses that drains via the superior petrosal sinus to the sigmoid sinus, via the inferior petrosal sinus to the jugular bulb directly, and venous plexus around internal carotid artery to the basilar plexuses.